Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Girl Gone Crypto. I am so excited to have Zachary Barnett back on the show to give us an update on everything that's been happening over at GNYio. So I will link to our past interview below, so if any of you want to go check that out, you can. But Zachary, thanks so much for joining me today.
It's great to be back and excited to be back with our first public-facing tool about ready to launch, and especially one that I think your users and viewers are going to be very interested in.
Yeah, I'm really excited to dive into all of that. I know we were chatting a bit more about that before we started recording. But before
Yeah.
we get to that, for someone who's watching this that maybe isn't familiar with GNYio or didn't see our past interview together, why don't you
Sure.
just give us a high-level overview of what GNYio is, and then we can kind of dive into it from there.
Definitely. So Genie's pursuing new technologies at the intersection of blockchain and machine learning. We're effectively using blockchain to democratize machine learning and decentralize it. And when you do that, you open up new possibilities to commercialize products, to create new economies around data, and to create new ways to actually collaborate using machine learning in a decentralized fashion. And so we've been on the show before, and last time we were on, we talked about some of the use cases we put forward to our community using machine learning to correctly identify pollution as a driver of COVID infection rates. We were able to outpredict the Department of Energy on California next day demand and production for electricity. And these were great use cases, but they didn't really resonate as strong with the crypto community as we wanted. We didn't know if they were hitting home. So we turned our sights to a target that we knew would excite the community, and that's using our machine learning engine to predict Bitcoin volatility.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like that's the golden ticket right there. That's what everyone wants to know. What is Bitcoin going to do next? And so I'd love to have you, walk through obviously that tool. I know we're going to really dive deep onto this, but maybe even talking through the difference between like TA, technical analysis, charting, where someone's kind of manually doing that versus
Sure.
more of the machine learning side of things and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so I'm not as much of an expert on the charting and the statistical analysis side, but effectively, you're looking for patterns in two different ways. With charting, you're really looking to combine a bunch of features into a visual representation and see if you can identify a movement, a trajectory, a next step that seems familiar based on past information. And that's using visual cues from the chart and your data inputs.
Right.
Machine learning is attempting to do the same thing at a much more complicated scale. So one thing I do want to impress during this interview is that our tool is only using publicly available information to make these predictions. So we're gathering millions of data point inputs into this machine and training it over time to help it understand what other days look like today. That's basically the best way I can explain like pattern recognition for machine learning. So out of all the other days the machine has looked at, what day looks most like Tuesday, the 16th of November?
Interesting.
And based on that, the machine's going to make a series of predictions and then test those against the historical predictions and come up with a set of predictions for the week. And we've been training this machine for over 6 months. So we've seen it go from about a 10% MAPE error, which is mean absolute percentage error, which is how we actually report on the efficiency and the accuracy of the machine. We've seen it go from about 10% to now between 3 and 4%. And that's allowing the machine to learn from its mistakes and train itself over that time period.
So when we talk about a 3% mean percentage error, and that's the amount of times that it correctly, so 97% of the time it's correctly predicting the volatility of Bitcoin. Is that right?
Right. So how we're explaining this to the public, and this is going to be important for people to understand, it's not possible with machine learning to predict the exact high and low for the day.
Right.
What we can give you is the range, and the tool is called the GNYio Range Report. And the reason we call it the range report is that as traders are approaching their trades, a lot of their information is either based on charting or their gut feeling or how they're approaching things.
Right.
What we're trying to give them is another tool to make a really rational decision around where's my high trade for the day, where's my low trade for the day. And what we're saying is that the range that we're providing with the range report gives you a fair amount of confidence that most likely Bitcoin is not going to move outside of that range for a given day, which can really affect your trading strategy and make you approach things more logically.
Mm. So I don't know if this is a silly question, but like at the time of this recording, we just saw a little dip in Bitcoin. And so how often are those dips and the like predicted correctly? I don't know. I guess I'm just
curious. That's a great question. Internally, the first version of the tool has a certain number of proprietary data endpoints. But one thing that we're really interested in is looking at other data endpoints to see if we can predict black swan events, right? Like that's the mother of all mother. When we get the reports, they're generated every Tuesday morning for the next 7 days. When we get them and in that week we see a dip, most often we've seen the dip in the report. But sometimes in major events, unpredicted events, someone decides to move $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, you're not going to see that coming. That's going to be a black swan.
Elon
right?
tweets,
Elon, you can't predict Elon tweets, right? So we're not promising that we're going to get it right all the time, but we are saying with all the publicly available data, here's our best optimized prediction.
So I know that you have it ready to share your screen and show us. Are you able to? I'd love to get like a little glimpse into what this actually looks like.
Yeah, we'll give you a little preview. What's great about this tool is users are going to be able to access it directly through their MetaMask wallet. So the tool will be purchased, either using Genie tokens or using Ethereum, USDC, and they'll be able to access this. And what it's going to provide you is a week worth of predictions, charting out what the volume is, projected volume is for the day, and the range. So the high, low, and volume. And then we're also going to provide you a 2-week historical that charts the actual movement of BTC against what we predicted and our, very transparently presented MAPE. So we're going to continue to report on our MAPE, and historically it has been getting better over time. And then as we go on, we're still, workshopping testing other features in the background. We're going to be adding more features to the report, and soon we're going to be adding other reports, predicting Ethereum, predicting other top crypto coins, and also inviting collaborators in to use our framework to build other reports themselves. These are all based on public data. Anyone can do this and start monetizing this in collaboration with Genie. And, that's kind of the framework we want to share with the audience, is that this is the first step towards Genie's next big move, which is going to be Genie Dataplace. And that's going to be a decentralized marketplace for machine learning. People can come in with their own algorithms. People can come in with their own products and sell them. Companies can come in and use our machine learning tools and build on our platform. They can also monetize their data sets securely. So we're really going to start to mobilize this next year, and this is going to be the first instance that people can play with and see the power of it and what it can do.
So I'm really excited to jump into the Genie marketplace, but first, one thing I just wanted to touch on quickly, because I was curious about kind of like the pricing model for this. So you had mentioned, you can do Genie tokens, Ethereum, USDC. Is it like that you buy it for the week, or is it like you buy like a year?
Yeah, it's week by week. So you're buying it a week at a time. The price is pegged at around $10. So if it's USDC, for example, it's always $10. Otherwise, it converts directly into the equivalent on other coins. So it's priced fairly affordably. We want people to use this. Their user ID will be watermarked into the report. So we try and discourage people. We made it affordable enough you can buy it yourself. Try and discourage people from sharing it. But eventually right now this is offered through MetaMask. Eventually we'll be running this on the Genie mainnet. So we'll be able to offer people access through it, through our BSC token, which has much lower gas fees. We'll be optimizing all this stuff as we go along, because right now, buying a $10 report on Ethereum, you're talking about $10 in gas, right? So we're working on optimizing that too. But for the meantime, this is how we're launching it.
Got it. And so, how does the information get delivered? So, you purchase it through MetaMask, but then what kind of platform are they receiving that information in?
Yeah, so the report is accessed directly through your MetaMask wallet.
Mm.
So like any other crypto asset, we're delivering you this digital asset, which has a lifetime of a week, directly accessible to your wallet. So we really wanted to make sure that the UX on this reinforced what crypto users already knew and loved, right? We wanted to make this a crypto for crypto product. So yeah, it'll be kind of an innovative way to deliver a report like this. But it's also very in line with where we're taking the technology, right? We want more and more on-chain integration. And the team is very focused on making sure that this isn't just a machine learning project that reports to the blockchain. More and more, you're going to see the two things really, very collaborative and integrated.
So let's dive into the Genie marketplace a little bit, because I know obviously, transparency of data, people being able to monetize their own data, these are all really big topics right now. So can you kind of walk us through what you guys are looking at building there?
Yeah, so we want people to think about this in two ways. Genie is really a level one solution. Our mainnet is already live. We've built a lot of proprietary technology already. We have swap gates. We have a ton of incredible tech that's already built on the technology. With the invention and the rollout of sidechains next year, people will be able to come and actually build decentralized apps on Genie that have all the integrated elements to run machine learning built into the core code. And what this offers companies that are coming to us to build is that there's not an extra hurdle for you to jump through to leverage machine learning for your operation. That can be something where you want to optimize supply chain, you want to predict retail solutions. That may also be that you want to securely monetize your data sets without exposing your raw data. And that's a huge benefit for people, especially moving into Web 3.0. All of this data is going to be very overwhelming. We want to make sure that you have a easy, clear-cut path to move forward, to monetize, or to act on that data. So that's kind of for companies that want to build products. On the other side, DataPlace is really for entrepreneurs too. So we want people to see this report and see that it can be very powerful and successful. This is all with public data. Who else out there has an idea to make a predictive tool for climate, for shipping, for other cryptocurrencies? The sky's kind of the limit. So DataPlace will be this, forum to create these decentralized tools and really start to build this new economy around not just collecting data, but actualizing it into predictions, into machine learning, into next step recommendation.
So I don't know how much you can share if you can, but I know there's kind of two sides to this, where you have the collaborative side where people can come and build, like you were mentioning, their own predictive tools, their own products on top of Genie. But then on the other side, you guys are also working on things like you mentioned. It's been 6 months in the making with this Bitcoin model and range report, and so I don't know if you can share if there's anything else you guys are currently working on.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I appreciate the prompt. So 6 months, we've been working on a lot of things. We announced this summer our first enterprise client, so a Swiss grocery store chain called N1 Hypermarket. It's an affiliate of Intermarché, one of Europe's biggest grocery stores. And they really wanted to build a data protocol that made every customer feel like they were at home, right? So personalized offers, very accurate communication, customized to their team, and then a whole back wallet solution so that rewards and loyalty is all run in crypto. And you can pay on that, and that's all integrated. So we're building that entire infrastructure for this, enterprise partner, which is great. They just opened their first store in Geneva. So we're very excited to continue to roll that out with them throughout the next year. We've also been building iOS and Android wallets, which we've been sharing previews of on our Telegram and on our Twitter. So that's going to really empower people to engage with the product in a whole new level and immediacy. And then in addition to that, we're building the first use cases for DataPlace. So in the kind of holiday season, we're going to start to show people how machine learning can be amplified and new opportunities opened using the chain and using the Genie mainnet. So all of these things are kind of coming together in a really exciting way. We've been hard at work for 6 months, and it's so great to be at the kind of not finish line, but at the point where we can start to share some of these things and show people what they look like.
Absolutely. So if someone is watching this and they want to check out the BTC Range Report, they want to dive into that and kind of, start utilizing that, where should they go to do that?
Definitely. So we have a partnership for the first week. People can download the report for free from coinsniper.net.
Nice.
It's a great team based out of Amsterdam. And we're working with them to really show people what the report can do, because a lot of people claim to be able to do things in crypto. We're going to give you a full week's worth of predictions, and you can chart how they do yourself. And then from that point forward, you can visit the Genie website at GNYio, and predictions will be available 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday for the following week. And as far as additional reports coming out or new products, they'll be rolling out throughout the holiday season. And another shout out, we're always looking for collaborators. So if there are machine learning entrepreneurs out there and they want to build products on the platform, you're at the top of the line. We want to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, Zachary, it's been just so much fun to have you on the show. I always enjoy getting to chat with you, and very excited to check out what you guys have been working on with the, kind of BTC predictions. And so if someone's watching this, I know you kind of mentioned, Twitter, Telegram, your website, but where should they go next if they want to connect with you guys, join your community, and learn more about Genie?
Yeah, definitely. Twitter is the best place to go to find us. And you can find us at GNYio on Twitter. That's the most active group. Our community is awesome on Telegram. Same search, gny.io. And the community is very welcoming and happy to kind of talk your ear off about how great we are and how far we've come.
Awesome. Well, Zachary, it's been so much fun having you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the next one.